Okay, so last time we discussed assignment 3, and what did we decide about assignment 3? So instead of being due on the 24th, it's going to be due on the 31st, okay? And so I changed that on Blackboard, okay? So it now should say it's due on the 31st, okay? Another change I'd like to make is the following. In the past, I've always called on people in class to make these presentations. But basically, since the presentations are for extra credit, I have noticed there are a number of people that just as soon not make a presentation because they don't think they're going to get any extra credit anyway. And so I am going to go to volunteers, okay? So what we'll do on the first class day after the 31st is I'll hand out some cards, and if you want to volunteer, you can put your name down, okay? We'll take the cards up, we'll mix them up, okay? Then I'll pick from these cards, okay? And so your name gets selected, then you'll come up and you'll have your PowerPoint presentation with you, either on a thumb drive or else you'll bring your own laptop. And if it's a Mac, you'll bring your laptop plus your little converter, okay? Then in looking at this and listening to your presentation, which should be about 5 minutes, I am going to be evaluating, you know, how good I think the presentation is. Can I understand it? Is it paced at about the right pace? Is the student speaking too fast or too slow or too little? Okay. Then I'll make a decision about no extra credit, okay? No extra credit doesn't mean it's a bad thing, it just means I didn't think it was anything special for you. Or I might give you 10 points extra credit, okay? Or 20, or 30, okay? And that's about as high as I'll probably go. That gets you three points on your semester grade. But those 3 points may be important, okay, on your semester grade, because that may be the difference between getting an A- and an A or something, you know, like that. If you do something really, really special, it blows me away, I might give you a lot of points, you know. But that doesn't usually happen. So I wanted to mention that. And then another thing is I did an example, okay? And in this example, what was I illustrating in this example? Animation, okay? And so here's the example that we had last time. And so I'm going to do. Now actually, if you have this, you probably don't want that to be the first slide. You don't want to show the whole thing, okay, ahead of time, see? So what you really want to do is when you first bring up the PowerPoint, all you want to see is a title slide, okay? So let me go ahead and put in a new slide here, okay? To the title slide, okay? I'm at a title, okay? Hold on. Yeah. And then put that in. And then I'm going to take this and so now I'm going to save it. So now when I first bring up the PowerPoint presentation, this is what the audience will see. Okay? And then when you say slideshow, okay, from the beginning, okay, then this will come up, okay? Now, when I click the left mouse button to go to the next slide, this is all I get, okay, is this timeline, okay? Now, you probably want to have something to say, you know, about this timeline, okay? And so it would probably be good to have something down here or somewhere, so, you know, Microsoft history, okay, or Microsoft timeline, okay, because when this comes up by itself without anything else, it's really not clear what it is. So it'd be good to have Microsoft timeline or something. Now I click it here, okay, and this comes up, okay. Then I click it again, and this comes up first. Microsoft goes public, and then this scoots from here over to here, okay. And then that disappears, and this just pops up, okay, at the same time this does, okay. And then this pops up, okay, and this doesn't go away. So I haven't quite got this animation down, have I? I mean, if you give me an animation like that, I don't think I'd be too impressed with that, you know. It didn't, I mean, what's wrong with this animation? Well, let's do it again, okay. So it doesn't have a title down here, okay. First click, I think that's good. You get the picture and Microsoft founded at the same time, okay. That's a definite point on the timeline. Those come up, you know, right at the right time. Microsoft was founded in 1975, okay. Next click, I don't quite like that, okay. This Microsoft goes public, just pops up, and then this picture slowly moves over here. I think the picture should slowly move over here first, okay, and then Microsoft goes public should come up, okay. I think that would be better. I click again. Now this picture goes away and this comes up, okay. I think that picture should, since the first one slid over, I think it would be good if the second one slid over, okay. And then on this third one, okay, this doesn't go away here, okay. This would also slide over, and then this should come up, okay. So let's see then if I can fix this, okay. All right. The first thing is I want this. I got this little timeline here, but I am going to have these four little things under here, so I don't want to be that too crowded. So I think up here I'll put some kind of title up here. So I'll insert a text box, you know, and I'll put it up here in the middle. Okay, so yeah. I'll just say history of Microsoft. Okay. Now that wasn't quite centered, so I might scoot it over here. So I'm trying to center it. Okay. Probably want to make it a little bigger. Okay, than the rest of the font because this is the title. Okay. I gotta center it again here. And maybe make it bold-faced again. Okay. Now, so this and this appear at the same time. Then this appears before this scoots over. Okay. I think this should scoot over before this appears. Okay. So I have to go to animations. I have to go to custom animation. Okay? And here is my custom animation here. Okay. So on the first click, okay, see it shows on the very first click of the mouse. You see this one here, so it means that's going to show up. Okay. And then this right here has something in 1, it has something in 2, and something in 3, okay? And so this is picture 18, okay? And so I want to move it up, okay? So what will happen on the first click is the text box will appear, the picture will appear, okay? And actually I want this to be I want that picture to scoot over on a click, okay? And then I want this Microsoft Goes Public to appear, okay? I'm going to click on that and I'm going to say start with the previous, okay? Now I can play what I have down here just to see how I'm doing, okay? Well, that second text box there, it pops up too fast. Let's say start after the previous, okay? Play it, okay? All right, that's better, okay? So I've got that done, okay? Now, when Paul Allen, I've got, then on the third click, so on the first click, this text box appears here, and the picture appears, okay? On the second click, this picture moves over to this point, and this appears down here, okay? Now on the third click, this appears down here, this text box appears, okay? Then picture 18 dissolves, okay? So here's what I don't want it to dissolve. I want it to move over, okay? I'm going to click on that, okay? And I'm going to reorder this, okay? And then so I want to change picture 18. I want it to move, okay? And I want it to go to the right. Okay. And then I want picture 18 to dissolve, okay? It's going to start on a click, okay? And this is going to start after the previous, okay? Okay, well, let's see what I've got so far, okay? I'm going to save this, okay? And let me go to the slideshow, okay? From the beginning, I have that, okay? So now this comes up and it has history of Microsoft on it, okay? So I can see this timeline is going to have something to do with the history of Microsoft, right? The first click is Microsoft is founded, okay? And there's Bill Gates and Paul Allen, okay? Second click, that moves over, and then it says Microsoft goes public. That's good, that's what I want, okay? Third click, okay? Ooh. It seemed like it, let me do this again, okay? First click, okay. So that's good. That's good, okay. But now it looks to me like it goes back to the beginning, okay? It goes all the way across. Ah. And then this comes up. Okay. So we got to work on that, okay? So on the third click, okay, here's picture 18. And oh, I see, I've got it going from okay, it should start there, okay? Save that, okay? Slideshow from the beginning. That. Yeah. Good. Nah. So first click, plant, okay. Second click, that moves, okay. So I want that to move over, okay. I want that to happen, okay. Okay. Okay, so follow him to come up until text box, okay. So it moves over, just that, okay. Now I want it to move over again, okay. Let's see, I don't know how to get two of these for some reason. Let's see. I'm going to remove that, okay. And effect entrance here. And effect exit. Alright. Okay, that'll do it. Okay, now I can come here. And I want to go up. Okay, so on the third click, I want this picture to show up, okay? And then I want this to come, okay? So let's try that. In order to get two effects, okay, on the same picture, you have to do it all at the same time. Okay, so I got to get this one to dissolve out, okay? And I got to get that one to dissolve out, okay. So this comes in picture 18. Okay, so I've got an entrance, got to move, and I got to exit, okay? Dissolve out. Okay. And I want this to go up here, go up here, go up here. So I want it to move over. I want Paul Allen's picture to appear. And then I want picture 18 to dissolve out, okay? Actually, I want it to move. Then I want it to dissolve out. Okay. Well, as you can see, it's not so easy to do. So this is okay, that's okay. It moves over. I then want this to come next. So it moves over, and then it says Microsoft goes public, okay? And then it, on the next picture, it dissolves, and this comes up, okay? And then I want picture 19, okay, to move over, okay, and dissolve, okay. So on 3, picture 18 dissolves, and picture 19 comes up there. That's good, okay. And then, okay, good. So I got the beginning of it okay. And then, so this is picture 18 here, this is picture 19 here. And this is picture 20. I want to add effect for 20. I want it to enter. It'll appear. Okay. And then picture 19. That's out in the text, then picture 20, okay? And now on picture 19, I want it to do a motion path, just like I want it to move to the right, okay? Whoops. Wrong one. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. So on the third one, picture this disappears, and picture 19 comes up, and then this goes here, okay? Okay, now, so that click, that comes up, okay? It moves over, Microsoft goes public, okay? It disappears, and that comes up. But I want this to come up at the same time that does, okay? I want this to come up at the same time the dissolve, okay? So on the first click, we've got that. On the second click, the picture moves over and it says Microsoft goes public. Okay. Third click, this dissolves. 19 comes up. Ready? I just don't want that last click in there. Change that one to let's go back to previous. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay. Well, as you can see, it takes a little while to get there. what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this up on Blackboard for you. Yeah. Anybody have any questions about this? So I'll put it up on Blackboard, and you'll have this as a you can use this as a go by if you want to do something along that line. Okay, so last time I was talking about telecommunications. So, what happens on the day after I go over something? I asked a bunch of questions, right? So let's see what you remember about what I said about communications. Let's see, now I've called on everybody at least once, and I've called on some of you twice. So let's see, here I am here. Okay, looks like I can, the beginning of the class, I haven't, so I've got, that's everybody that's twice, okay. Okay, Ryan Sabu. Are you here, Ryan? How are you today? Okay. Ryan, what is telecommunications? Of what? No, not. It's the transmission of what? What are you transmitting?
Signals.
What kind of signals? What? Yeah. And
data.
Yeah, I'll give you a check on that. Voice, okay, and video, data. Okay, good. Natalie Salerno. How are you? Natalie, what's a cellular network? As opposed to any other kind of network. I mean, if you had a cellular network, what would you have to have? A bunch of, yeah. Bunch of what? Can't hear you. Kind of lift your head up so I bet you see the TVs in front of your voice. I still can't hear you. Transceiver antennas. I'll accept that, okay. However, I was looking for something simpler. If you have a cellular network, you've got to have a bunch of cells, right? I mean, you don't have a cellular network unless you've got cells, okay? So you got to have cells, okay? So in these cells, then you have, like you said, you have a transceiver tower in every cell. Okay, so some sort of tower here. And so what is this tower doing then? April Shaver? April, are you here? Kim Than? What are these towers doing? What kind of equipment's in this tower? It's not just a tower by itself, right? What kind of equipment does it have to have? A signal is not a piece of equipment, okay? What kind of equipment does it have to have? What? Does have to have an antenna? Mm-hmm. It has to have a computer up there, okay? This tower's got to have a little topper's got to have a computer, okay? And this computer is basically collecting radio signals, okay? And it collects these radio signals from this cell only, okay? It's set up so that the antenna is of such a power that if a radio signal is transmitted in this cell, it'll pick it up. Does it pick up all radio signals? Does it pick up, 100.7, okay, on your FM, okay? Does it pick up all radio signals? No, it just picks up radio signals in a certain band, okay, that's been set aside for cellular telephone, okay? Well, Kim, you want to try again? Kim, what I mean by broadband media? If someone says broadband media, what do they mean? Kim? You don't know? Okay. Connie, Connie? T-O? Hello, Connie. Don Vu? What do they mean by broadband? Yes, the signal is always active, okay? So like when you have an internet service, you can get a telephone service, right? Or you can get a cable service. What's the difference between a telephone dial-up service and a cable service? Well, the telephone dial-up service is not active unless you pick up the telephone, dial, the internet service provider, give your password and everything, then you're hooked onto the internet. And the only time you're hooked on the internet is, when you dial and until you hang the phone up. Okay? However, a cable, it's always there. Okay? And if you leave your computer on, your computer's always on the internet. Now, how many of you leave your computer on all the time? How many turn it off every time you're not using it? You know what they say? What the experts say to do? They say leave it on. It's less wear and tear just to leave it on. Yeah. Because when you leave it on, you'll have the display You'll have the display set off to go, to go off after a certain number of minutes if you're not using it. Okay. So it's actually less wear and tear on your TV. Just leave it on. So in my house, we have several computers on the internet, and we leave them on all the time. Yeah. Now, of course, that makes them more vulnerable. They are on the internet all the time, so they're also exposed to hackers all the time. Okay, so you got to be sure that you got to worry about that. Man. Okay, so Dan Boo, you get a check. You got something. Chastity Zuniga. So what's my next question? Okay, there's a couple of standards for mobile phones, okay? Can you name any standards for the mobile phones? The what? I'm talking about a mobile phone standard, okay? I'm looking for like 3 letters or 4 letters, okay? That are acronyms for the standards, okay? What, DBMA? CDMA? Good. CDMA, good. Okay, good. See? You got it. Oh, Chastity, you're the last person in the class. Oh, your last name is Zuniga, that's the reason. You used to be the last person in the class. We'll start again at the beginning. I've gone through the, I've given everybody at least 2 questions, okay? Grace Agbula. Grace, name another mobile telephone standard. GSM? Is that what you said? Huh? That is what you said, right? TSM? Yeah, GSM. That's what I wrote down. Okay, good. Okay, Jeru Alba, okay? Jeru, are you here? What does GSM stand for? The global's right. Global? You got a third. The third right. What's the S and the M? How about, well, just guess something for S, okay? How about?
Global system for mobile communication.
You know, our standard. It's a global standard, okay, for mobile communications. Okay. I'm going to give you, what? Does it say system? Okay. Well, he was right then. I was giving him credit anyway. Omar Atia. Omar Atia, A-T-T-I-A. Mafia. Trevor Bello. Trevor, what does CDMA stand for? There you go. Okay. Okay, let's see who's next. Jason Brobman. Jason, tell me about Wi-Fi. Mm-hmm.
Wireless network allows you to access the internet without using, I guess, a LAN cable.
Right.
Usually used like a broadband network because it needs to be wireless. So you have to be you can't use it with a dial-up network. Yeah, I guess that's all I really know.
What distance are we talking about?
We're talking maybe like 20 to 30 feet. You can always get like an extender that can extend it up to like, you know,
How do you extend the wireless? How do you extend the wireless?
with one of those
Wireless extenders, right?
yeah, it's like a wireless extender, but like I know like there's a
No, there's not any wireless extenders there.
I know what you're trying like we went over this.
Yeah.
It slipped in my mind because we just bought one from my house.
Okay.
I can't remember what it's called.
Well, anyway, Wi-Fi is up to about 1,000 feet, okay, but 250 feet, okay. So that's pretty big, really, can be, okay. Are you on a Wi-Fi? Are we on Wi-Fi right here? You are. You're on Wi-Fi, okay. Where's the receiver? You don't know. You don't care, right? in the top part here, okay. So if you got up in there, crawl up in there, you'll see it, okay. And this whole floor, okay, this whole building, okay, every floor, okay, every room's got those things in it, okay. So you can, you know, and that's a lot of trouble, right, to go into it, a lot of expense, okay. This is one thing that, you know, universities in particular had to do when Wi-Fi came in, you know. They were suddenly faced with the expense of wiring all their buildings, okay, with all these receivers, okay, you know, for Wi-Fi. Okay, that was good. Jason? Give me a check. Okay, Hien. H-I-E-N. Hien. Okay. Tell me about Bluetooth. What distance are we talking about? Little short distances, right? Okay. So, like in your car, okay? There can be several things hooked together in your car or in your room, okay? You have several things hooked together, but it's certainly not like Wi-Fi, right? It has to be things that are very, very close together, okay? Bluetooth and Wi-Fi both do the same thing, okay? Just a matter of degree, right? And one of them big and one of them small. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to quit there for today. You can now all relax. Okay, okay, so now let's see where I was in telecommunications, okay? So I talked about telecommunication signals, okay. Talked about that. Talked about the radio spectrum, okay. I did make a blow up of this to show it to you, okay. In the radio spectrum is just part of the electromagnetic spectrum, okay. It's basically this stuff over here, okay. And it's divided up into bands, okay. Very low frequency, you know, high frequency, ultra high frequency, okay. And different types of communications are allowed, you know, in these different bands, okay. And we talked about that, Cellular networks we talked about. Cellular carrier. Oh, I mentioned in the cellular carrier that one of these carriers in particular is on the GSM standard and one of them is on the CDMA standard, okay? Which one did I say was on the GSM standard? Which of these standards did I imply was better if you want to go global? GSM, global, okay. The better one, okay. Which carrier did I say was on GSM? Well, AT&T is on GSM. And there's others, I haven't looked them all up, okay, but you know. And Verizon is on the other standard, okay, CDMA. Cellular services, okay. So the add-on service, text messaging, you know, usually costs extra. Yeah. I do not even subscribe to text messaging. So every now and then somebody sends me a text message, okay. You're not going to get the answer from me because I'm not paying the extra money for text messaging. I think it's dangerous, you know, and I don't see that I need to do that, you know. A lot of people like to do that. They feel really comfortable. Send somebody a message. Do it during class, right? What is push to talk? What does that mean, push to talk? It means you got a phone that you got to, yes, it's like a walkie-talkie. Exactly. Does anybody have phones like that? They do sell them. Yeah. Roadside assist, I think, is a wonderful advantage of that. And I'm going to skip all this stuff here. Cellular handsets. Pager. A pager is a small, lightweight device that receives signals from transmitters for the purpose of communicating and messaging. Okay. On-site paging systems are finding a variety of uses in businesses, and restaurants, emergency rooms. National and regional systems set up transmission towers, much like cell phone networks, to cover large geographical areas. So we're talking about Wi-Fi. I didn't talk about WiMAX, okay? It's really not all that important. RFID, okay? I haven't talked about that, and that is important. What is RFID? Anybody know what RFID is? Yeah, radio frequency identification, okay? What is it? Right. Blink. Yeah. So you have a credit card that has blink on it, okay? What does that mean? It means this little card is also a little radio. Can you believe it? That's your radio. A little radio. Transmits. And so of course, you know, the reason that's important is, you know, it can also be received. So if you have some crook around, okay, with a receiver for this, he can receive that and get information off your card, okay? And that's the reason you put these little cards in these little boxes now, okay? Little metal boxes, so they can't read them. So radio frequency ID, right now they're mainly used in warehouses. And so each box in the warehouse has a little card on it that basically is a little radio, okay? And it's sending out a little frequency there. So you can take inventory simply by, you have this device you hold in your hand. You just walk down, you know, here's all your inventory is stacked in these, you know, big stacks, all this stuff there. You just walk down, you know, like that. It takes inventory. Whereas that, you know, used to be to take inventory, you had to go, it was a big deal, right? Particularly at the first of the year, because your inventory at the first of the year depends, you know, determines your tax, you know, on your inventory. So businesses try to get rid of inventory right before the end of the year. And so going through and taking inventory was a very slow process, you know, had to write everything down little by little. This RFID made it fast, okay? What about these barcodes at the restaurants? I mean at the supermarkets. That's another form, you know, of ID, right? And how does the barcode work? Well, on each package that you buy at the grocery store, they got this little barcode, right? And there's a little barcode reader, okay? And you have your basket full of groceries, right? You go up and you pull out one at a time, okay? Run them through this, you know, reader. Go beep, you know, beep, beep. And at the end, you know, it tallies you up and tells you what your bill is. Okay? I think that the time will not be too long when that'll be obsolete. And what will take its place? RFID, yeah. They will stop putting those barcodes on the package and start putting those RFIDs. Now, probably a little too expensive right now. But if they get the price down, they'll just put RFIDs on them instead of barcodes. And that's nice. You just take your grocery cart, go up, okay? You'll go right through the reader and then whoop! You don't have to take all the stuff out, you know, one at a time. So you just go, whoop, and you can go $100. And you have to believe them, I guess, and make things much faster and easier. Okay, what's GPS? Global position system, right? So this is, you know, with your car phone, right? If you've got a smartphone, so this is a typical GPS. GPS units are also playing a major part in social networking. Geotagging is the process of adding geographic identification metadata to digital media and messages. What does that mean? Well, that means if you're out somewhere and you got this on and you're looking for a restaurant, okay? Let's say you'd like to have some Italian food tonight, right? Then basically you can click a button and, you know, Italian restaurant, okay? Now, does it give you every Italian restaurant in the world? No. It just gives you the ones that are close by, okay? The ones that are in that cell. It knows where you are, it knows which cell you're in, and it assumes that if you want an Italian restaurant, you don't want to drive 100 miles, okay, to get to it, right? And so it just gives you the things that are close by, okay? And so that's what it meant by adding geographical ID metadata, that's extra data, okay, to digital media. Yeah. Uses satellites to pinpoint the location of objects on Earth. Computer networks, so a personal area network, a PAN, is just, you have some little Bluetooth devices, okay? A home network, a local area network, a wide area network. Personal area network, local area network, wide area network. Okay, so that pretty much completes that, okay? Now, let's see, I'm out of time. This week I was supposed to talk about this subject here, and so I did. I was also supposed to talk about privacy, and I haven't got around to that. I will start on privacy next Tuesday. So have a nice weekend. Thank you.